we evaluated the players and said we would like them, and then when contracts came out, that's when contracts came out. That's what it was set up. I've never negotiated a contract in my life. Never had a conversation with an agent in my life. I don't have anything. I had nothing to do with any contracts.
That was Eagles coach Chip Kelly on his role in questionable signings by the Eagles there, and he seems to be shifting blame to executive Howie Roseman. Stephen A., do you believe Chip?
Hell no. I think he's absolutely full of it. I think it's a laughable statement on his part to try to sit there and distance himself from it and act like he had absolutely positively nothing to do with it. Now, I don't know this for sure. I certainly am not trying to claim that. I've never talked to Chip Kelly, never met him. I don't know him. But I don't believe a single solitary word that I just saw uttered out of his mouth in terms of the player personnel. Now, if you're talking about actually negotiating contracts, yes, I'm sure somebody else did that. But you're trying to tell me Howie Roseman decided to go out and move LaShawn McCoy and get Kiko Alonso? Really? That's what he decided to do. Byron Maxwell as your elite corner. That was Roseman. That had nothing to do with Chip Kelly. DeMarco Murray and how he was utilized. That had nothing to do with Chip Kelly. Sam Bradford being your quarterback instead of Nick Foles and others. That had nothing to do with Chip Kelly. And Jeffrey Lurie is just sitting upstairs, all right, and decides not to mind his business. And you know what? I'm just going to take my guy, Howie Roseman, and I'm going to move him to the side. After no input from Chip Kelly whatsoever. No complaints, nothing weary, nothing. No, Chip Kelly just sitting there minding his business, coaching his football team. So out of the blue, Jeffrey Lurie, who, by the way, I've covered for many years, is just going to come out of nowhere and say, you know what, I want you responsible for everything, Chip Kelly. I'm going to pull Howie Roseman out of this because I want you to show me what you want and what you were doing, those situations, without asking. Really? That's what Jeffrey Lurie's going to do. Who the hell does he think he's fooling? It's nonsense. Chip Kelly is duplicitous. Chip Kelly comes across as this guy that he just speaks his mind and he says what it is, and that's it. When we know factually that is not true, he will sit there and evade. He will sit there and dismiss. He will sit up there and bypass subject after subject because he doesn't want to just stand up and take ownership for what the hell he does. It's an absolute joke and an insult to Jeffrey Lurie and the Philadelphia Eagles organization that this man's going to sit up there with a straight face and say, hey, I had nothing to do with it. You had every damn thing to do with it. Howie Roseman just wants to get everybody from Oregon, right? The 9 and 10 different players from Oregon. He just wants to do that. You had nothing to do with that. Who the hell does he think he's fooling? That is just nonsensical to the highest order, and that's why they ran him the hell out of Philadelphia, because he deserved it, and the city is better off without him.
What was your reaction to Shady's comments a couple of weeks ago, alleging that you favored white players over black? Any reaction to that?
Yeah, I've got great respect for LaShawn. However, in that situation, I think he's wrong. You know, we put a lot of time in looking at the characters and factors that go into selection and retention of players, and color's never been one of them. So,
Eagles wide receiver Riley Cooper drops the M-bomb.
I will jump that fence and fight every nigger here, Joe. Hard.
Chip Kelly called you one of the most premier running backs in the NFL today on the conference call from Philly. And does it make you wonder why he gave you away?
I mean, Chip he don't owe me nothing. I don't owe him anything. Simple as that. So for him to say that, that's cool, that's nice. But I mean, I'm not really worried about that. You know, I know who I was before he got there, and I know who I am now. I think there's a lot of guys I do want to see, you know, on that coaching staff and the ownership over there. And definitely the Eagle fans, a lot of old Eagle fans. You know, they've been good to me over my years, man. And a lot of different players on that team. So some guys that I'm anxious to see. But his comments, you know, that doesn't affect me at all, in a good way or a negative way.
Why didn't you take Chip's phone calls? He said he...
Man, listen, I'm not talking to Chip. You know, we got nothing to talk about. He can't call me. He can't shake my hand. There's nothing he can do with me. You know, he can't say to me. So, I mean, that's simple as that.
Why can't he?
I don't dislike him. I don't have nothing against him. But there's nothing we can talk. There's nothing for us to talk about. He knows that. He know me. He know how I am. He know how I act. There's nothing he can tell me. There's nothing we can talk about.
Why can't Chip shake your hand? You said today you wanted to.
You said what?
You said today that he wanted
Listen,
to.
man, Chip can't shake at all. Nothing. He knows this. That's why I said it. I know him.
That sounds like your relationship with Chip Kelly. I'm just kidding.
He's talking to you.
Yeah, tell him about that. Tell him about your relationship with Chip Kelly.
He messed up the dream team, the real dream team.
Right.
Like, we really could have been Super Bowl
When you
champs.
say it out loud,
Yeah,
you say
something
Vic, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, LaShawn McCoy, Brent Selleck, that offensive line that had studs.
Even Ertz was there, too.
Baby Ertz.
Yeah, Zach came in after you.
Yep.
What is it like when you're on a team and it's like training camp and you look around and you go, we're about to be a problem? Like, can you just feel it in the locker room?
I think the mentality, I think you built that mentality early on because you got to say, like, through OTAs, you know, training camp, like, you build a camaraderie with the team. Like, everyone that, like, we're not just playing together and just go to work together, but, like, we was really hanging out, going over each other's houses.
Is that rare?
I mean,
I'll give it straight to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm real. I would just say it's like this. So you have a coach that comes in and brings in his own stigma or his culture or his philosophy, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And he was one of them coaches where he didn't believe in players. Like, it was his system. And the NFL is players that wins championships. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, in New England Patriots, they have a system that Bill Belichick has installed.
Matchups within the system.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just felt like it's players in this league. Like, you have Tom Brady, you have Edelman, you have Gronkowski, you have all these pieces to the puzzle. Right. And Chip Kelly was one of them coaches where he was like, "It's my system."
This is what we do.
Like, literally when he was hired.
I looked at it like that.
When he was hired, him, me, McCoy, Macklin, we didn't have starting positions. He was like, "Y'all are threes, twos. Like, y'all got to earn y'all positions."
Yeah.
We're like, what the
there was
hell
no
is you
starters.
talking about?
Like, me and Nick battled.
Like, come on, bro.
Him
Like,
and Macklin
you
was
got
in a
Pro Bowl
battle.
players is battling with practice squad players.
Yeah.
True story. Just that year, I'm laying in my hyperbaric chamber before a preseason game. I never told y'all this. I'm battling Nick Foles for a starting position. Now, I've been the starter for 12 years of my career. Now I'm in a battle, which I'm clearly winning. Nothing against Nick. Nothing but respect for him. We love him to death.
Right.
I'm sitting in my hyperbaric chamber with tears coming out my eyes, crying because I'm like, I done did everything I could for Chip Kelly. I done showed him that the leadership, play on the field speaks for itself. Galvanize the team when we had a tough time, you know, with what happened with Riley Cooper. And I'm like, it's still not enough. And it's just a reflection of what Deshaun is saying. We did everything we could to show him that we'll give you everything that we got, 110%. And it was more about his system and himself than us. And that's why we all just kind of broke up.
That's always been my belief is he didn't realize he had the perfect player for each position in his offense, and that you can't just replace them with other people. It was never the system.
It's okay, man.
It upsets me because I'm right there with y'all. I was at home.
You don't understand. I live with this conversation like every week.
Hey, yo, Tone, man, I tried to sample Chip's voice, but my YouTube converter's messing up, so we're just gonna do it like this. Chip is sucky. Chip the dip is so sucky. Chip is sucky. All right, yo, let's get him out of here, man. Yo, he gots to go. We thought Kelly was ready for a championship, but Chip's gonna dip cause he wrecked the ship. Yelling EAG, LES, don't feel the same laying goose eggs up in the nest. Quarter after quarter in the lane getting slaughtered. Enforcing your law, got us all out of order. You tried to talk about culture when you built this roster. Little Frankenstein got imposters for monsters. You threw him under the scepter, you passed the buck. You got these other fans clowning us. You guys suck. I can't even talk smack and stuff, cause if I speak I might crack kid like the Philadelphia Duck. We used to bleed green, man, now it's a shame. This team got no heart in the game, and you're to blame with your Napoleon complex. From Center City to South Philly and all around the projects. We supposed to fly in the battle, but man, I'm vexed because an air attack has no bomb threats. See, Nidice might as well be the coach, and as a GM, Chip took the wrong approach. He led Shady, J, Mac, and Nick Foles to career years, and added Sproles, then got the rest out of here. Andy Reid left us weapons to avoid this embarrassment, but like a spoiled brat, you threw away your inheritance. SMHing, no Evan Mathis, O-line shaking, no Brandon Boykin in the nickel making. Plays on D, that used to be bending, now breaking easily. Play calls are brainless. Yo, who's gonna save this? Pat Shermer or Billy Davis? You got rid of D-Jack, but kept Raleigh the racist. Let's face it, we all know how whack his game is. But Chip, you're so famous with the moves you made. You paid over 50 mil, guaranteed in your trade. Our second round pick and got some Dallas stiffs. Maxwell got a max deal just to drift. With a deer stuck in headlights, taking the snaps. Won't give the ball to Ryan Matt, our best back. Blowing stacks of that Lincoln Financial Bank. I can't believe you already got us ready to tank. Tell me, how you lose a locker room that you handpicked? Damn, players really can't stand you that much, Chip. Usually when things are this bad, the top one hired is the first guy to get fired. Mr. Laurie, please do us this favor, cause if you don't, I'll put my pen to the paper and deal with you later. And nah, that's not a threat, I'm just your average fan, trying to get my money's worth that we put in your hands, man. From truly yours, Nidice, a Philadelphia Eagles fan for life. Yeah.
Word of Kelly's firing spread fast among Eagles Nation tonight. Eyewitness News reporter David Spunt has been talking with fans about the change at the top of the team, and he is live in Haddonfield tonight. David?
It's great news. Chip Kelly deserved to be fired. He destroyed our team, get rid of our best players like LaShawn McCoy. He deserved it from day one.
I got to applaud the guy because I did not see this in Jeff Lurie at all. I thought he was determined to give him one more year to see how that would work out, and I think he realized that he made a mistake giving him control of the whole ship early, and this is kind of payback for it. I gave you this, I trusted you, and you took my franchise into the toilet right now. I think that the guy saw it, that simple methodology of college football would work in the NFL, and stubbornly stuck to that, and decided that personnel really wasn't important, that scheme was important, and that his entire coaching philosophy was based on that, and it had been successful to this point, so why stop it? He never took the time to really alter his thinking that he was dealing with professional players who get paid for a living, and that you have to treat each player differently, and you have to have a rapport with them, you have to want to make them want to play, you have to introduce a plan to them that wins, because when they win, that means more personal glory for them. But the shakes and the monitoring and all the sports science that everybody made a fuss over, when it doesn't work, players start to bail on you. Yep. And, it was evident that when Jason Peters bailed on Chip Kelly, and before that he said he plays for the owner and not Chip Kelly. I mean, these are things that Lurie was hearing.
Chip Kelly, what's up with it, cuz? Get the fuck out of here, bitch! Woo! You like that? Take you and that college-orientated shit and that shotgun shit the fuck out of Philly! I just got the news. The Eagles fired head coach Chip Kelly. Get the fuck out of here, bitch! You like that shit? You like that shit? Go sit back, motherfucker, and ruin my motherfucking team, nigga. You like that shit? Get the fuck out of here, bitch, and never the fuck come back, my nigga. And you can take Coach AZ, Billy Davis, all them motherfuckers with you, cuz. You like that shit? Chip Kelly, sayonara, hasta la vista. Get the fuck out of Philly, bitch.
What do you think was the main reason that the Eagles decided that wasn't good?
Well, on Saturday night after they lost to the Washington Redskins, but when you lose back-to-back games at home on national TV, you let Arizona come in, win a division on your turf on national TV. You let Washington come in the next week, win a division title on national TV. Something had to be done.